Well, hey there, folks. My name is Ann. Sometimes I make mistakes. And, like I said, we're gonna try and keep this all one big part.
What?
Can I ask you some deeply personal questions?
Tell me about yourself.
I am Alestia Alice from the University of Arraius. Is there anything in particular you want to know, or should I just spout random facts?
My apologies.
Did I interrupt something?
I was meditating. I suppose to a species as brash as yours, it would appear to be inattention.
Yeah, why are you so calm?
You seem less upset about this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you interrupted.
Can you tell me about your work?
You're a member of the science teams.
Recently transferred, yes.
Well, what do you study?
What do you do here?
Molecular genetics. I specialize in biotic-enhanced allele-specific hybridization.
Speak plain, that was over my head. That was a little over my head.
Yeah, that's a bit technical for me.
I am very good at tracking inherited variations in genetic sequences. I'm sure you would find it quite dull.
And tell me about Benezia.
Do you know Matriarch Benezia?
Why ask me and not your friend?
Because I do not know anything about the matriarch.
Then why would I?
That's all for now.
So you do.
Then I
Okay.
will return to my meditations.
Great to know. Hello there, Potosi.
Uncertain. I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing here.
I came to help.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively, I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days, or now, with forced cheer. I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
Show me what you've got.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventress.
That's fine, I can replenish your stock. Got you've got scimitars and Karpovs and Volkovs and... Oh my. We'll sell one of those, we'll sell one of those. We'll get rid of some of the tungsten rounds here. And the polonium and shredder rounds too. And the cryo rounds. We'll get rid of the equalizer. Get rid of the survivor. Get rid of the tungsten rounds again, and the shredder rounds. And the mass amounts of proton rounds. I think that should be relatively good. Dr. Caitlin. Sure.
What? No! Sorry, I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Is there something you need?
That's fine. I haven't had much sleep since. I just haven't had much sleep. Can I ask you some deeply personal questions?
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
There was
Accident?
an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
Can you tell me about this lab?
What sort of work do you do here?
I can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
You don't like it here?
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
And the situation here?
How are you holding up?
It would be petty to complain after showering off a coworker's brain. None of us have had enough sleep since the attack. Of course, not all of us have guns.
Hey, buddy, it's not petty to complain, especially after you had to shower off your coworker's brains. That would be traumatizing for anybody. The hot labs?
What do you know about the hot labs?
Nothing, I didn't work there. As far as I know, Han Olar was the only survivor.
Where can I find him?
Is he in the medical ward?
No, he's staying in the science team's quarters. Be gentle with him. He had a trying experience.
And tell me about Benezia.
I'm looking for an Asari.
Sorry. Well, there's Dr. Ialis over there. There's also our guest, Lady Benezia. Captain Ventralis might know where she is.
Alright, goodbye.
I'll talk to you later.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
Yep.
Hang on. I know you'd have a cure by now. What do you want?
Sorry?
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
Are these people sick?
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
I could help?
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
And I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the DFA for P15. She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
I fixed her.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
I need more to help.
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature, but there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
Do you imagine that distinction makes this ethical?
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
No, I can't.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
Is it dangerous in there?
Is he right to keep people out?
No, the toxin has a brief period of viability. After that, it breaks down into simple protein chains. But he won't listen to me.
I can be pretty persuasive.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Tell me about your team.
How's the science team holding up?
Better than Ventralis' guards. They've been on alert since the first attack. I've been administering stims at their request. But every species needs to sleep. They're getting twitchy, irrational.
And what about your job?
Are you the doctor here?
I'm a doctor, but not the doctor. My specialty is microbiology, not first aid. We had a medic, Dr. Salah, but We lost him. The automatics can handle basic treatment. Mira runs them.
Alright, goodbye.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
Yes, I do too. Hello, Mira.
This system is online and ready to provide emergency services.
6 scientists, tell me about them.
What's wrong with these people?
Accessing logs. They were in the midst of an experiment when the shutdown began.
When you were taken offline,
Without my program to administrate containment procedures, a quarantine breach occurred.
I need a cure.
What treatments have been attempted?
I'm afraid treatment is not possible. An unknown toxin is present within the tissues of each patient.
Mira?
What are you doing over here?
I administrate the systems of all of the various Peak 15 facilities.
I need first aid.
Think you could run that equipment for us?
Certainly, Commander. One moment, please.
And just like that, we can get a free heal. So anytime we get really, really injured, we can come back here, and if our suit and our suit upgrades haven't taken care of it, and our just basic regeneration hasn't taken care of it, we can lovely. This should be to the tram. Go ahead and take all those. Take that. Indeed.
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean the aliens?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
Tell me about the aliens.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Rachni? That's preposterous.
How did they get here?
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
Tell me about the Rachni.
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
Tell me about your survival. How did you get back here?
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
Who?
Doctors on Muir. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon. I closed the door. I killed her.
Help me beat them.
Tell me what you know. I'll make your survival mean something.
You think I want absolution? There is none.
Tell me about Benezia. Have you seen her? Do you know where she is?
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
Goodbye.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
You're gonna need some therapy, buddy.
Okay, this one will get you.
How can you tell jokes?
So this hydrogen atom says to another hydrogen, I lost my electron.
I've heard this one.
And the other hydrogen says, man, are you sure? I'm positive.
Just shut up. God.
Gotta keep the mood light. I mean, if you don't laugh, you'll... Yeah, you just have to.
I used to have nightmares like this. Too many cheap horror vids before lights out.
I can respect that. Ooh, a Lancer 10. Lancer's not a bad rifle. Very middle of the road, very archetypical, but not bad. Middle of the road is almost never a bad thing. If it does what it needs to do, and if it does what it needs to do and keeps on working afterwards, that's not usually a terrible thing.
You're not part of the crew.
I'm a Spectre.
Call me Shepard. I'm a Spectre sent by the Citadel.
There aren't any human specters. Look, Plague doesn't care who you are. This lab is under quarantine. I told you to leave. You know what's in there? You want to kill us all?
I'm beginning to suspect that might not have been the right approach.
You're not part of the crew.
Alliance Navy.
Commander Shepard, Systems Alliance Navy.
Great, another human wandering around where they're not wanted. Look, Plague doesn't care who you are. This lab is under quarantine.
So I would need to talk to Ventralis. Let's see if I can fix this.
Science pukes. Should just bug out and leave to die. All their fault anyway.
Got a smoke? We're all out.
No, smoking is terrible for you. Terrible for your nerves, terrible for your stress. Just terrible. Go into our codex here. And let's learn about fighters, shall we? Fighters are single-pilot combat small craft. They're lightweight enough that they can be economically fitted with powerful Element Zero cores, making them capable of greater acceleration and sharper maneuvers than starships. Kinetic barrier shields change starship battles from short, vicious bloodbaths to extended, indecisive slugging matches. Only the main gun of a dreadnought could punch a mass accelerator slug through the barriers of an opposing dreadnought. This changed with the development of the fighter-launched mass disruptor torpedo, a short-range weapon that can penetrate kinetic barriers to destroy their projector assemblies. Starship Guardian defenses must be overwhelmed through swarm tactics. Fighter groups can take heavy casualties pressing their torpedo attacks home. Once fighter launched torpedoes have crippled an enemy's barriers, the mass accelerators and frigates and cruisers can make short work of them. Interceptors are a type of fighter optimized to attack other fighters with no ability to damage starships. I would argue that an interceptor can probably damage another starship. Interceptors are used to screen friendly units from incoming fighter attack.
Something you need?
I want to help Dr. Cohen.
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
Let us risk it.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra metagel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
That's fair.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
Alrighty.
What do you want?
I'm here to make a cure.
I have Ventralis' permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
So let's kind of go through this and just sort of grab our edge and our stinger, right? Let's go ahead and pop this open. Okay, let's go ahead and read your notes. We've isolated 4 chemicals that can be combined to counteract the toxin. They must be mixed in precise quantities. As each chemical is poured, the equipment will mark the minimum maximum amount of work. Too little or too much will spoil the result. No, we don't need... Why do you have your sniper rifle out? Nope.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
I thought she seemed odd.
Where's the guard?
What happened to Ventralis' man?
I didn't have permission to come in. He got in my way. I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
Okay, if we could just get a nice solid bit of camping going on here. Let's go ahead and pop ourselves a barrier and a singularity. Alrighty. Seems good to me. That man's dead?
They came out of there.
The Geth?
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Venezia brought them with her.
Can I get into maintenance?
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access. Like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
Ah.
I'll be leaving now.
There you go. You see? Yeah. Everything fits into everything here. I do appreciate that there are, my apologies, that was an alarm I had set. I was up far earlier than this. Of course. Should be medical. Shouldn't. I do appreciate how the armor has, like, fun patterns woven into it. As almost kind of like a decorative piece. I think that's really nice.
Is that the cure? You did it?
An Asari attacked me.
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall? She just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren, the Spectre?
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look, the guards, they've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. And there are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
I need to get into maintenance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough. Oh, God, what a cliché. You saved their lives. Do you
know
that?
Metagel?
Could you spare a few medical packs? They're worth their weight in gold up here.
You didn't get these from me. Ventralis wanted them saved for his people. I need to administer this. Thanks again.
Alrighty. There we go. Just getting more and more Paragon. Slowly turning into the goodiest of two shoes. So we could just straight up walk into, we could just straight up walk in there. In fact, I'm going to do that right now and show off why I'm not going to do that. And just like that.
Warning, Watchdog protocol is active.
Let's begin our manual override. You kind of see, and just like that, you can see why I'm not doing that. I want to go in the back way, because I think that's more interesting. Also, it's probably easier, to be perfectly honest. Oh, was I supposed to speak to Han here?
I'll be leaving now.
Actually, one other thing. I'm kind of curious if I could speak to Apollos. I wonder if he's got anything interesting to say to me. As we kind of head our way into the hot labs here. So let's head back to the tram. And, yeah. Anyway, let's go.
Something you need?
Ventrellas. Was attacked.
I was attacked by the Asari who was in here. She killed your guard.
Dr. Ayalis? But she seemed like the most stable one here.
She was a huntress pledged to the matriarch. A group of Geth were with her.
Geth? I didn't know. God's honest truth, I thought she was just another egghead. Son of a bitch.
Alright, well...
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
Let's go through maintenance, shall we? And let's actually drop a save here. You've entered an unguarded back door into the sealed areas of Rift Station. Guards are not alerted to your presence. Go ahead and drop a save here. Okay.
Warning, Watchdog protocol is active.
Alright, well, we'll load back to our save, and we won't go that far. Instead, we go over here, and we'll go through here.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
That's not why Liara's here.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told her about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
And what about Liara?
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
So, as you can see, this is kind of a pseudo, I guess, somewhat more informal boss fight here.
Shield.
Okay. You could stop kindly, thank you. Alright, let's hit you with a lift. Okay, let's hit you with an overload.
Who's new?
Let's hit you with an overload. And let's hit you with an overload. Okay, lovely. As you can see, they are going to come in waves. And I'm assuming they come at night. Most. Nope. Doing that again. Yeah.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni seem to disagree.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will... You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions. Briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why should I believe you?
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
And you might attack again?
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Where did he get it?
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How do you lose a relay?
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
You're here for that?
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
Rachni, tell me about
Why does
Saren's
Saren
plan.
need the Mu relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant to his cause.
And tell me about the Rachni.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Right. And you regret
You
your
can
actions.
still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. You should.
Mother! Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die!
Enemy sighted!
Okay. Well, no reason not to hit her with damn things.
I cannot go on. You will have
So
to stop
happy
him,
she was
Shepard.
jumping for joy. Yay! Anyway, stay with us.
Hold on. We've got Metagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
Mother!
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
Alrighty. Well, that's sad, but I'm sure there's nothing else we need to do. Maybe we should deal with Arachni first.
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
I don't understand you.
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange, flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all. We are the mother. We sing for those left behind, the children you thought silenced. We are
Are you
Rachni.
controlling the Asari?
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. The children we birthed were stolen from us before they could learn to sing. They are lost to silence. And their suffering, they cannot be saved. They will only cause harm as they are.
And what's wrong with them?
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, they stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
I understand. A child left alone in a closet until she is 16 would not be sane.
If you're certain.
If you're sure they can't be saved.
It is lamentable, but necessary. Do what you must. Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
Look, those tanks? Acid. Strong enough to kill anything, no matter its biology. They wouldn't have installed that if they weren't afraid of the consequences of her getting loose.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
What about, what are your plans if you get to leave?
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
And your survival.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
I won't kill you.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
So, we are going to call it there, as close as we can get to there. However, I would like to read one more thing before we go here, and that is about disruptor torpedoes. But before we do that, I wanted to explain something that just happened there. So this game, and no other Mass Effect game, as far as I'm aware, has an influence system similar to, say, Knights of the Old Republic 2. As you influence your companions, they'll sway more Renegade or they'll sway more Paragon, right? Which can lead to somewhat awkward, experiences, like, say, Liara advocating for mass murder, or Tali, in this case, advocating for the murder of entire species, right? It's an interesting thing, but it doesn't really show up in any other game. So in this case, basically, so the game basically weighs which one of your companions is more Paragon, and then, kind of decides that the other one is more Renegade, and so they provide two differing viewpoints, right? In this case, it clearly decided that Liara was more Paragon, and therefore Tali was going to be the Renegade option. Very neat stuff. Doesn't show up anywhere else. Not really a well-explained mechanic, but cool to see in action. So, disruptor torpedoes are powered projectiles with warheads that create random and unstable Mass Effect fields when triggered. These fields warp space-time in a localized area. The rapid asymmetrical mass changes cause the target to rip itself apart. In flight, torpedoes use a mass-increasing field, making them too massive for enemy kinetic barriers to repulse. This extra mass gives torpedoes very sluggish acceleration, making them easy prey for defensive Guardian weapons, so torpedoes have to be launched at very close range. Torpedoes are the main anti-ship weapon used by fighters. They are launched from point-blank range in ripple-fire waves reminiscent of the ancient Calliope rocket artillery launchers, thus their popular nickname, Callies. By saturating defensive Guardian systems with multiple targets, at least a few will get through. So, like I said, we're going to call it there. We've done quite a bit of good work, and I really do need to go do a couple of things here, and then I'll be right back, and we'll finish up with Noveria.